What's good, squad? It's the big homie SB23 back at you with some more words of wisdom. Today we're going to talk about misery loves company. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. SB23, Chosen123, those are both my channels. You'll get these gems on both channels. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for stopping through, hanging out with me, soaking up the knowledge, spreading it to whoever might need it. I'm hoping that you're having a good day, and I'm sending love out your way. So, misery loves company, and that's an old school saying. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those ones that was passed down from the elders. You know what I mean? And it's true though. Think about it. Like, today is a beautiful day out here. You know, when I woke up, the sun was shining. Well, not this. What was the sun out this morning when I woke up? I don't know. I woke up early. I feel like the sun was out when I woke up though, because I didn't wake up too early. So, but that's neither here nor there. When I woke up, the birds was chirping, you know, the weather was nice. The grass was green, you know what I'm saying? The air felt good. It was like a Disney movie. You know how the Disney movies start off? They always start off good, right? They always start off on a good vibe, and then something happens. It'll be some sort of hater that'll come out of nowhere and want to mess the vibe up. This the same thing within life. You know what I'm saying? Like within real life, you know, you can come out into the world and everything is going fine. It ain't nothing but beautiful things going on. You know, everybody you see is in a good mood, and it be that one person that gotta hate for some reason. They gotta bring negativity into the good day. You know what I'm saying? You came out to a perfectly good start to a Disney movie in real life, and you come across a hater who is miserable, and because they're miserable about something in their life, they gotta bring you down. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what I'm talking about, because you all know that one person who just can't help but hate life for some reason. Like, even when everything is good, you know what I'm saying? Birds in the air flying around, soaring in the skies, you know what I'm saying? People out moving about, you know, you see people jogging, you see people walking their dogs, you see kids out playing, and then it'd be that one person in the corner in the darkness hating on good stuff, like mad at everybody else because everybody else having a good time and they not, when they could easily just decide to have a good time if they made that choice to come over into the light. But they want to hang out in the darkness and look at everything that's bad in life and focus on that instead of focusing on the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying though. It'd be that one person, just like in the movies, where everything is going good. It'd be that one hater that got to turn everything that's good into something bad. You know what I'm saying? They see everybody else having a good time and they want to ruin it for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful that in your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to my chosen ones out there. I'm talking to my earth angels. I'm talking to my light workers. I'm talking to the people who move around and spread love and positivity. I'm talking to my everyday people who are going to work and just wanting to, you know, make it through their work shift so they can come home and enjoy whatever weather is left throughout that day. You know, you might go in early, so you might miss most of the day, but then when you come off of your job, you want to have a good time. You don't want to be surrounded by people who are bringing you down when you just had to put in your 8 hours or 12 hours that you put in at the job. Now you come out and somebody's making the vibe go down because they feeling some type of way, or because you in a good space and you happy, and they mad that you happy and that everybody else is happy, and they want to bring you down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people out there that's like that. No matter what's going on, it could be the most beautiful day in the world. You know, everybody could have got stimulus checks and all that. Everybody could have got money from the government. Everybody could have got new cars that day. Everybody could have got a new relationship with, you know, whoever you was thinking about being with. And it'd be that one person in the corner in the shadows that's hating. Like, yeah, I'm about to ruin it for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to come up with this devious plan to make everybody come down to my level because I'm not happy. Don't let them people into your energy. You know what I'm saying? Keep them people at a distance so that they don't mess up your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because you're vibrating high. You know what I mean? You having a good time in life. Even right now, I got the windows down. I went to work this morning. And like I said, I do Uber and Lyft, so I love it because I get to drive around and I get to see, if I wake up early enough, I get to see the sunrise. Not only do I get to see the moon, because I'm waking up and it's still dark out, so I get to see the moon in the sky, and I'm driving around and I get to feel that cool air from that night air. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When that night air hit, is different than that day air. That night air be cool, kind of chilly a little bit, but it's fresh. You get to feel that freshness, and it's and then when the sunrise, you get to see the sunrise and how the light from the sun and the heat from the sun changes everything, and you get to see the world come alive. So I be loving doing the stuff that I do, and I don't even know why I went off on that tangent. I forgot what I was about to say, but what am I saying is that there's a lot of beautiful things going on in the world if you take time to stop and appreciate this universe that we live in, you know what I'm saying? And don't let the people who are down and feeling down on themselves bring you down so that you can't appreciate the stuff that's going on around you, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's that type of stuff, you know. When it comes to life, misery loves company. So if somebody is in a bad mood, and you stick around them too long and they don't come out of it in a timely manner, then they're gonna bring you down naturally, because their vibe is gonna rub off on you. Like, you are the company you keep. So if you keep people around who are consecutively in a bad mood, that's gonna put you in a bad mood, because you're gonna be looking at them like, yo, what's wrong with you? You know, it's a lot of good stuff going on, and then you're gonna get upset because they're upset. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even gonna be like you're upset. It's just gonna be like, you want them to feel better because you feel good and you trying to have a good time, but they're focusing on negativity and something that happened whenever it happened that ain't even relevant no more, and they're bringing down the whole mood. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You could be out with your friends somewhere, and there'll be that one person in the group that'll bring down the vibe, and they'll say some weird stuff that'll bring the whole vibe down. You gotta look at them crazy, like, yo, what was that about? You know what I mean? So it's just that type of stuff you gotta be careful of, because people who are low vibrational will hate on goodness. You know what I'm saying? They'll hate on your happiness. If you're happy and you're a person that doesn't get beat up by stuff that happens in life, like, we all go through our emotions, you know what I'm saying? We're all human, so we all have our moments, and there's nothing wrong with having a moment. But if somebody is consistently within that low vibration and they're consistently not in a good mood, and it's like visible that they have good stuff within their life that they could be focusing on, but they continuously choose to only focus on the negativity, you got to cut that person and those people out of your life, you know what I'm saying? And keep them at a distance until they can figure out what they need to figure out in order to have a better vibe when they're around, you know what I'm saying? Because then it'll just bring you down, and you don't want to be in the company of misery, because who really wants to feel miserable all the time? Nobody. Like, I don't want to feel miserable all the time. Again, we're all human, and we all go through our periods of depression, anxiety, stress, turmoil, sadness, you know, whatever it might be. We all have felt those emotions at some point in our lives. But there comes a point in your life, excuse me, y'all, that you got to make a choice. And I made a video about that too, the power of choice. You have to make a choice on what you're going to decide you want to do. And I did this within my life, which is why I can sit here and confidently say you really do hold more power than what you're giving yourself credit for. Because if you make a choice today that I want to be happy no matter what, like, and I'm not, again, that's not to say that you're not going to dip down and have these moments, but your goal is to maintain as much happiness within your life as possible. Then when you do dip down, you'll notice it, you'll allow yourself to feel those feelings, but then you're going to do whatever you need to do to bring yourself back up to the place that you want to be at. And that's the key to it. Your happiness is not determined by anybody else. It's determined by you. You have to be the one who's going to say, okay, no matter what happens, I'm going to pull myself back up out of that low vibration to a higher vibration, because I want to be happy and I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be in misery, because misery doesn't feel good. And at the end of the day, if we're going to be here on this planet, if we're going to be here in this universe, if we're going to be here existing with all these other beings, why not make the best of it instead of focusing on stuff that doesn't bring you any good feeling? You know what I'm saying? Why not make the best of what you can make and turn your situation around? Because all it is what you're focusing on. It's not even necessarily that your life is really that bad. It's what you're focusing on within your life. So yes, all of us are going to deal with things that are good and bad within our lives. But if you focus on the negativity, then you're going to feel bad. But if you focus on positivity, then you're going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? And then again, you'll have much more times of feeling good by focusing on the positive things that are going on within your life than times of feeling bad by focusing on the negative things. And again, those things are going to happen, but you have to come up with a process for yourself to recognize, okay, this didn't give me a good feeling. Allow yourself to feel the feeling and then figure out why that didn't make you feel good. And then from that point, when you can figure out why that didn't make you feel good, now you can start to do things that are going to prevent that thing from happening again. So within my own situation, what I figured out is you are the company you keep. So depending on who you have around you and what their vibe is, you'll soak up their energy. So if you got negativity around and it's constant, you're going to soak that up, and that's going to be where your energy is going to stand at. Even if you are naturally a high vibrational person, at some point that's going to rub off on you, you know, because we all soak up energy whether we realize it or not. So that's why you got to be careful with who you keep around you, and the things that you ingest too, not even just people, the things that you watch on TV, the things that you the music that you listen to, the even the things that you read, the stuff that you scroll through on your phone, all that stuff holds an energy to it. So if you are somebody who is predominantly looking at negative things on social media or on TV, or in a book, like if you're reading if you're drawn to negative type books, like if you're drawn to lower vibrational type like movies and stuff like that, music, like if you are consistently listening to negative type music, you know, depressing music, that's where you're gonna sit at, because that's what you're soaking up. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff is so simple when you really think about it. It makes sense. Whatever you are giving your focus to is what you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? So why not focus on things that are going to cultivate a good energy within you, so that when you're moving around, you're going to be in a naturally good feeling vibe. You know what I'm saying? And again, I say that to say this: if you are a person who's maybe been in a constant state of low vibration and you want to get up out of that, what you need to do is, anybody else who is also on the same vibe as you need to back yourself away from them and surround yourself with people who are in a better vibration, who have higher energy and more positivity within them. You want to surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you and tell you, like, yo, I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I see what you're doing. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I see you working really hard. Keep going. You know, some people who are going to inspire you, people who are going to root for you, people who are going to really have your back too. And that's another thing. You don't be somebody who kicks somebody out of your life who actually does have your back, and then surround yourself with people who do not care about you at all, because that's when you really fall prey, because it's like a double hit. Because not only did you shun the person or people who really had your back, but now you surrounded yourself with people who really want to see you at their level or below you. You know what I'm saying? And that right there can derail your life. You can be really actually heading off into a good trajectory. Like you're heading off into a good space within your life. Like maybe things were going really well at one point, and then for whatever reason, you maybe thought, like, you know what, I don't need these people. Or maybe somebody got in your ear and was saying stuff about somebody who really had your back, but they flipped the story on you and made you believe that that person really didn't have your back because they were jealous of what you had. You might have been telling them like what you had in your partner or your friend or your parents. Like you might really had a good partner, like a lover. You might have had a really good friend, or you might have really great parents, or whatever the case may be. And then you have somebody in your ear telling you like, yo, manipulating you, telling you, yo, yeah, but when they did this, you know, they were doing this because of this, or yo, they're using you, or whatever the case may be. They would tell you this stuff, and because they're jealous because they don't have what you have. You know what I'm saying? And people do that type of stuff because why? Misery loves company. So when they're miserable and they see somebody happy, they're gonna derail you so that you can come down to their level, so that you can be with them, because they don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you with goodness in your life. They don't want to see you with positive people who are surrounding you and have your back. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things that that happens with I see that, and I see that a lot more with women than men. Like when women get around other women, they'll start, if a woman knows that a woman has a good man, they will double cross their so-called friend in order to bring her down to her level and then backdoor her, you know what I'm saying, to so that she doesn't feel inferior because she doesn't have what you have, you know what I'm saying? So she's gonna tell you some stuff and talk to you in your ear to make you believe that what you had wasn't good, all while she knows what you have is rare because she couldn't find that. And since she couldn't find it, or she can't cultivate that type of relationship for herself, she's gonna tell you to, you know, that he's using you or whatever the case may be. And that's something that women do. Like I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. That's stuff that women do because women get jealous. Women get jealous more often than men do. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's also because women talk a lot more than men do. Like men don't really talk about our relationships too much. You know, even when we do, it's really short and simple. It's not really like really deep like how women talk about stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why that really doesn't happen too much with men. It does happen, but not on the same scale that it does with women. Like a woman will sabotage another woman because they feel some type of way because they don't have what she has, you know what I'm saying? And she will listen to them and mess up her whole life thinking that this person had her back, but really she didn't, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, misery loves company. And again, even with the fellas, misery loves company. You know, there's a lot of men out there who have low self-esteem, and because they have low self-esteem, you know, they might see you got things going for you, you know, they might see you, they know you pull women easily, they might see that you get into your money, you get into the bag, they might see you working on your purpose or whatever the case may be, they might see you in the gym, you fit, whatever the case may be. You know, a man will hate on another man because he's not at the level that this other man is. And it's not, and I'm telling you, it's not always about money too, because money comes and goes. It's really always about the energy. It's about the energy that you carry, you know what I'm saying? So they see you and they see how you move and how you maneuver and the attention that you garner from not only women, but from other dudes, you know what I'm saying? From the respect that you get from other men, and they want to get that same type of recognition, that same type of respect, but they don't want to put the work in that you put in order to get that respect, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to be looked at in that way. So they feel some type of way and they want to bring you down, so they'll go behind your back and do some shady stuff to derail you or whatever the case may be. And that's how the game goes. So you got to recognize these things in real time. You got to be aware. You got to know that these situations happen so that you don't get derailed. I'm telling y'all for a fact, I literally have seen this with my own eyes happen to men and women. I've seen women who were right there, like they literally, their life was all good. Things were moving in the right direction. Everything was lining up for them. And then seemingly out of the blue, you look over, and then the next thing you know, their whole situation is completely messed up, you know, and you wonder why. Like, yo, how did they go from that to that? But it's because they listening to these other women in their ear who don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Who just want to see them and bring them down to where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So they can feel good about themselves. And again, and the same thing with men. It's the same thing. I've seen men doing really good, and then all of a sudden you look, you know, a couple months later you might not see them, then they pop up and you be like, damn, what happened to him? And then it's usually because somebody, you know, either they made a poor choice or somebody got, well, yeah, they made a poor choice because they decided to listen to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, and they went down the wrong path. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. Just be careful out here. Misery loves company. Again, like I said, it could be the most beautiful, everybody could be having the most beautiful time in the world, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be that one person who gotta hate because they instead of just joining in with the fun and having a good time and fitting in where they fit in, they want to hate because they see somebody else and they want to swap positions with them instead of just creating their own lane, you know what I'm saying? And that's a sad place to be at, because really you can be accepted for who you are if you would just lighten up. If you would just let go of the darkness and just be who you are, you would naturally be accepted by the right people, because the right people will gravitate towards you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some words of wisdom from the big homie. You know what I'm saying? Be you. Don't let other people bring you down, and understand that if they are trying to, it's just because they're not feeling good about themselves. And that's some stuff that they need to work on. It's not a reflection on you. You know what I mean? But it's the big homie, y'all. Mahala.